Hello, students. Welcome to Ielts Insider. This is our live stream, and today we are going to talk about vocabulary. And the topic of our vocabulary will be the environment. And some of the vocabulary is easy and some is a little difficult. I brought in 10 words that we will look at today, and I'll get to the plan. So let's put this up on the board so we know what's going on. So we're going to learn the IELTS vocabulary about the environment. Then we're going to have a quiz later. So I suggest you make notes while I'm teaching. All right. Make some notes, write down the vocabulary, get ready for this quiz. And then there's homework. And of course, the homework, you have to use the vocabulary. So we're going to learn the vocabulary, practice the vocabulary, and you're going to have homework on the vocabulary. And we're doing that in this live stream. So I think this is a very important and helpful live stream. So please keep watching. All right, I'm just going to check the chat first to welcome the students who are here live. Of course, I know a lot of students are not watching live. You're welcome to always leave comments below the video so I know who you are and when you watched. Okay, Layla's here. Hello. And she says, hi, Robin. Good. Hello. And this topic is super helpful. Yes. Yes, it is. I think, Layla, everyone is going to learn a lot in this live stream. Hey, Layla. Okay, Jonathan's talking to Layla, not me. Jonathan's not saying hello to me. Jonathan came to talk to Layla. Okay. I'd like to know and learn more about advanced vocabulary. Good, because I lack. You don't have to say I have lack. You could say I lack a variety of English vocabulary and terms. Okay. We will help you today. And Swaminathan, Swami Nathan. Yes, I'm sorry. I do not know how to pronounce your name. Welcome, and that's good to hear. I can hear you and see you. Okay, welcome. Let's get on to our vocabulary. All right, let's move me up here. And now I have 10. So we're gonna look at 10. Here are the first three. Let's just look at number 1, air pollution. Okay, so we're talking about the environment, and this, there's so many words to learn about the environment, but I tried to focus on air pollution and words related to dirty air or air pollution or greenhouse gases, things like that. So it's more of a bad environmental problems and the vocabulary related to those problems. So let's take a look at number 1, air pollution. This is our term. Make sure you know it. Make sure you write it down. There is a test later. Air pollution is contamination of the air by harmful substances. Now, I have 10 vocabulary we're going to look at, but you can also see you're learning more than just the main vocabulary I'm talking about, because if you see air pollution, okay, you can say, I understand air pollution, but then when we check the meaning, it's this contamination of the air by harmful substances. Okay, so although you know air pollution, the meaning, there's lots of advanced words there, and you have to know them all, because this is how we describe air pollution. So contamination, what does that mean? Again, it's up to you to make notes of these words, check them later, use them. I will briefly talk about contamination. So when something is very clean and something, I'll use a simple word, just dirty, goes into the clean thing. The clean thing is no longer perfectly clean. Okay, it is, we say, contaminated. So we're talking about air, the air is clean, and then something dirty gets into the air is not 100% clean anymore, so we would say it's contaminated. So air pollution is contamination of the air by harmful, of course, harmful, something very bad, that's harmful substances. So uh, again, we never want to use the word things in formal writing or speaking, especially on the Ielts. So stay away from saying things, but to simply simplify it, I could say harmful things. But they're using, a more a better word, substances. It'll sound you, it'll make you sound more intelligent. So harmful substances, which is harmful things. So these small things, a substance is usually small things. It could be gases, it could be particles, smoke particles, things that are bad. They get into the air, they make it dirty. The air is contaminated. So that is air pollution. Dirty things get into the air. Hello, master. Well, I'm not your master. I'm your teacher. I'm your IELTS teacher today. Let's see. Okay, got that. Contamination. I just knew it now. It's a new vocabulary to me. Yes, know it, learn it. It's a good word. It's a word you need to know. Hi, teacher has hello. Okay, does your country have air pollution? Let me know in the comments. Currently, I'm in Korea, and of course, there's a lot of air pollution. We have Korea makes its own air pollution, but also some air pollution comes from China over to Korea. So I'm lucky. I guess I have two countries' air pollution. Actually, it's terrible for me. I really hate air pollution. So hopefully in the future I can live in a place which has clean air. I'm with you all ears. All right, tell me, in your country, do you have a lot of air pollution? Yes or no? Let me hear it in the comments. Get out your thumbs, start typing an answer. Okay, here we go. Kugathatso. Sorry, I cannot pronounce your name. Yes, my country has air pollution. Well, what is your country? Tell me your country and if it has air pollution. All right, I'm going to move on to number 2 there on our list, smog. So the definition there, the meaning, a form of air pollution that is or looks like a mixture of smoke and fog, especially in cities. So yeah, in the city, the smoke and the fog, the dirty air, you can see it. When you can see it, we call that smog. Uh, and of course, where I live here, I can often see smog. I can see it in the air. So that's a form of air pollution. There's a little contamination in my country, but I think I can't compare to Korea or other countries. So, Layla, you're trying to use the word contamination, but the key word you want to use is not contamination here. You want to try and use just the word air pollution because a native speaker is not going to say, is not going to express the sentence like this way. They're going to say there is little air pollution in my country. I know you're eager to start practicing contamination, but consider that secondary vocabulary. Let's practice the primary vocabulary, which is air pollution. In this, again, you should say your country when you're. So you could say Saudi Arabia or wherever you are. All right, number 3 there. Emit carbon dioxide. Now, this is not actually a word. This is kind of an expression. We have a verb, which is emit. and then carbon dioxide is the gas, CO2. Now, emit is a formal way to say something is being released into the air. So the verb is emit. So we release, the factory emits gas. So we're learning for number 3 the verb emit, and also carbon dioxide is the gas. We can say carbon dioxide, or we can say CO2. Carbon dioxide or CO2 gas. But for number 3, very important, emit. So formally express releasing something into the air. South Africa. Okay, there we go. Sorry if I don't remember. In Saudi Arabia. All right, that's the first 3. We're going to move on to the next 3. Here we go. Oh, next 2. Number 4, greenhouse gas emissions. Okay, so it says the release of gases that are thought to cause the greenhouse effect, especially carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide, CO2. So there's a lot of things you have to know in this this expression and this meaning. Of course, you have to understand that the world is getting warmer, which we call the greenhouse effect. Of course, there's gases in the air, the sunlight and energy comes in, and it cannot escape back into space. It is trapped in our atmosphere. So that's the greenhouse effect. So greenhouse gases are also they are causing this greenhouse effect. So the release of gases. I should go back to emissions before we get into the other words. We learned in number 3, emit as a verb. Now, emissions here, this is the noun, greenhouse gas emissions. So that's emit, release, and now it is the noun, the gases that are released. So the release of the gases that are thought to cause the greenhouse effect, especially carbon dioxide. So cars and factories emit carbon dioxide, and the carbon dioxide emissions as a noun get trapped, and that causes a greenhouse effect. Writing isn't clear. That could be because your YouTube is automatically lowering your resolution. You have to manually upgrade your resolution on the YouTube video. Yeah. So, Asma, sometimes when you're watching YouTube videos, YouTube will put you at a lower resolution. So you gotta click and choose a higher resolution. Okay, I'm just checking something. One moment. Eunice is here. Hello, teacher. Hello, classmates. Welcome, Eunice. Should we use emit only for air or gas? No. Good question. Good question. Emit can be, we're just talking about the environment today, but emit can be used for light, heat, sound. There are many things that could be emitted. Good question. All right, let's look at number 5, environmentally friendly. Environmentally friendly. This is a good word to know because this is a word that is becoming popular by governments and companies. They want to have environmentally friendly policies and products, and people have to start thinking more environmentally friendly. And what does this say? So anything that is environmentally friendly has no or the least possible impact on the environment. So impact is the change, the effect. So anything that is environmentally friendly has no impact or the least possible impact, uh, effect on the environment. So of course, uh, the trend to help the world these days is to become more environmentally friendly. Think about the environment before we buy something, or as I said, governments are trying to make policy to, uh, help the environment. So we could say environmentally friendly policy. All right, we have a lot of people coming in a little late. Hello, watching. Hello, watching. I'm watching you. Well, welcome. And hello, Robin, and everyone. Welcome. We're doing Ielts vocabulary. The topic of this vocabulary is the environment, and kind of in the environment in, you know regarding air pollution, stuff that's causing harm to the environment. I'll just quickly go to the first three. We studied air pollution, smog, emit carbon dioxide. We studied greenhouse gas emissions. So emit was the important verb there, spreading, releasing, and emissions is the noun form. And then we have environmentally friendly. And it seems I'm asking myself here, do you have any examples of environmentally friendly companies or products? Well, these days, I'll talk about Korea. They have the coffee shops in Korea, because there's a lot of paper cups for the coffee shops. When you go to a coffee shop, you order coffee, and there's a lot of franchises like Starbucks, and you get takeout coffee. They give you the paper cups, and that causes environmental damage in the making of them and the disposing of them. So Korea has a new policy that you could say is environmentally friendly, because it is uh, there's trying to reduce the coffee cups. So if you decide to stay in coffee shop, you're not allowed to get you're not allowed to use a paper cup. You got to use a real cup, a reusable cup. Also in Korea, they stopped using straws. If you're drinking something with a straw. So they really, not everywhere, but a lot of places have reduced or don't use straws, plastic straws. So there's a lot of environmentally friendly policies coming around in Korea. If your country is becoming more environmentally friendly, let me know the ways in your country that the new policies are helping to reduce, I guess, harmful effects to, whether it's, well, let's say, I want to focus on the air pollution, but the environmental issue is so big. There's water pollution, air pollution, land pollution. So if your country is making any progress in that or have any new policies, let me know. I think impact could we use as a synonym of effect? Sometimes, not all the time. I go to the hospital, which uses environmentally friendly bags. Yep. Uh, in Korea here, we they're really, I think businesses are not allowed to give plastic bags anymore. They give paper bags or city bags, like bags designed for the trash. It's a little hard to explain, but just general plastic bags you cannot get at the store here. You have to bring your own bag, or you can use a paper bag. I cannot see clearly the blue screen. That might be your resolution on YouTube. You have to change your resolution. So you're the second person to say this. Layla, do you see, and Eunice, do you see the screen clearly? What does environment mean? Well, that's the most important word you have to know to understand the rest of the vocabulary. So the environment is everything around you, the water, land, sea. I suggest you check that right now. Yes, Saudi Arabia tries to reduce using harmful substances to keep the environment safe. Some countries have a special day when they use bicycles instead of vehicles. Is that your country? Recycling is an option here. It is mandatory in South Korea. We have to recycle. All right, clear. So again, some of you, if you cannot see the screen, it is your YouTube connection. You have to change the resolution. All right, I'm going to move along here. Okay, we're getting bad words here. Number 6, we have 10 words to get through. Die prematurely. Now, this is very bad and sad. And if you die prematurely, you die earlier than you should. So prematurely means too early. Too early. You're not supposed to. It's not always about die. It could be about anything. But it is a formal advanced word to mean something that is too early. So it's a good word to know. In this case, I have it die prematurely because we're talking about the environment, and sometimes air pollution causes a lot of people to have lung cancer or other negative effects, and they might die prematurely because of air pollution. Number 7, combat climate change. We have the word combat, and you can see combat climate change, you fight against global warming. So combat means you fight. So if we want to combat climate change, we have to fight climate change, and climate change is also associated with global warming. So the for number 7, the top sentence and the meaning they mean the same thing. Combat climate change, which means fight against global warming. And I tell you, these past 2 days have been very hot in Korea, but I can't complain because I know Layla's in Saudi Arabia, and that is always very, very hot, over 40 degrees. Anna Maria, in my company, we don't use paper or plastic glasses. Good. They have glasses and cups that we use and wash right after using them. Good. One of their policies is to be friendly with the environment. Okay, that's your company, or is that a government rule, or just your company rule? Please let chat saved here on this chat to check it later. Yep, it is saved. We have that special day also, Eunice, no car day, twice a year in Bogota. Sorry. What am I saying? Bogota. Morocco has organized an international event about environment, COP22. Okay. Policies. It's something of the company. It's a multinational corporation. Okay. All right. So Let's go on to number 8, which is similar to number 7. Just I want you to know the verb curb. So often you can use the word, or you might read the word, or you might hear the word curb global warming. And curb means to reduce or limit, stop global warming. So that's a new verb there, curb, to reduce or stop. And again, that's a good word to use on the Ielts exam. Okay, I'm going to go on to number 9, air quality. Very simple. The cleanliness of the air that we breathe, air quality. How clean is the air? So, on a basic level, good air quality and bad air quality. But of course, there's a lot of apps these days or websites where you can check the air quality index, which will tell you the exact number of, they have a ranking system of usually with numbers of what is terrible air quality, what is clean air. So the air quality in Korea, these days we have good air quality. I think the heat of summer season will grow up. Layla used grow up before. I don't remember when you used it, but you shouldn't be using grow up. You should just be using increase. Grow up is mainly for children to grow up. You can say grow, but I think a better word here is just use increase. If we don't save it, okay, I think the heat of the summer season will increase more and more if we don't save our planet of air pollution. Okay, if we don't stop emitting greenhouse gases. I can't see it clear. That is your phone, your connection. YouTube is downgrading your connection. You need a faster connection or to increase the resolution on YouTube. Bogota, major changes all buses of public system to electric buses. Okay, that's good. Before they use diesel. Oh, diesel. All right, let's move along here because we have a test. I hope you're paying attention. Carbon footprint. This is an important term too. A measure of the amount of carbon dioxide that is produced by the daily activities of a person or company. So we usually we express carbon footprint as or something we personally can describe ourselves is our impact on the environment. I could say I have a large carbon footprint, or I have a little or a small carbon footprint. Um, that kind of means like how much are you polluting yourself? So if you are traveling around the world in airplanes, you have a very large carbon footprint. You're causing a lot of harmful things to the environment by your standard of living. If you're living out in the jungle and you're not using any power, you have a very low carbon footprint because you're not causing any harm to the environment. So people in developed countries, we usually say, have a very high carbon footprint. They are using a lot of things that cause a lot of carbon dioxide to be released in the air. We're buying things and we're using more power and electricity. We're driving cars. We have a large, very high carbon footprint. All right, you paying attention because we're going to move on to the quiz. I put check one. I didn't want to say, I don't want to scare you with the actual word test or quiz. Let's just check your vocabulary. IELTS vocabulary check number one. So I'll just quickly review the 10. Air pollution, smog, emit carbon dioxide, greenhouse gas emissions, environmentally friendly, die prematurely, combat climate change, curb global warming, air quality, carbon footprint. What are we going to use here? One of those vocabulary words. Reduce your blank by considering the amount of carbon dioxide you put in the atmosphere. Anna Maria comes in with carbon footprint. That's possible. Do you agree with Anna Maria? Is Anna Maria ready for the IELTS? To protect their many new innovative technologies of renewable energy that aim to protect the environment, but many countries still use oil, carbon, and gas. Carbon dioxide, yes. Layla comes in with carbon footprint. Asma says air pollution. Reduce your air pollution. So the your makes it personal. So yes, the answer will be carbon footprint, because carbon footprint is your personal impact on the environment. So you can guess it's carbon footprint, especially because of that your. It's your personal responsibility to reduce your carbon footprint by considering the amount of carbon dioxide you put in the atmosphere. Eunice says, sorry for the mistakes. Don't say sorry for the mistakes. I understand in the live stream, you're going to make mistakes. That's okay. But in the homework, that is where James and I really, really want you to check your spelling and grammar before you show us your homework. Okay, let's go into number 2. According to the UN, 3.3 million people due to the effects of air pollution every year. What is the possible answer here? Tell me in the chat. Who has the fastest thumbs? Of course, I know everyone knows the answer because you've been watching the video. According to the UN, 3.3 million people. All right. Layla comes in with die prematurely due to the effects of air pollution every year. That would be the correct answer. Die prematurely. Again, prematurely. Too early. Too early. They die prematurely. Eunice, you have to use the vocabulary we're learning in this lesson. You can't use other vocabulary. So, yeah, this is a good example, Eunice. You could say get sick, but we want to get sick is too basic for IELTS. Like, that's great if you're talking to me or your friend casually, but on the IELTS test, we kind of have to use advanced words, vocabulary, a little more, bigger words. So, die prematurely. Number 3, everyone can help climate change. What would be the word there? Hope you were taking notes. Everyone can help climate change. Anna Maria comes in with combat. No answer from Layla. or asthma. Well, it can't be curb global warming because everyone can help curb global warming, climate change. No, global warming and climate change are very similar in their meaning. So we just need the one verb. You could say curb. Um, so yeah, the word I was going for was combat. So you personally, everyone can help combat, fight climate change. If you use the verb curb, that's okay. But the word I was looking for was combat. Everyone can help environment, climate change. No, we got to use combat or possibly curb. Okay, let's go to number 4. Greenhouse gases can cause terrible thick in cities. Hmm. Greenhouse gases can cause terrible thick in cities. Someone put an answer. I think a keyword is thick. Something is thick. What could we describe as thick? Air pollution. Yeah, that's not the word I was looking for. Uh, that's possible though. Or smog. Yes. Okay. So the word I was looking for, there's many possible words we could stick there, but I wanted to focus on smog, and we could describe smog as thick, so or heavy. So there's a lot of smog. So greenhouse gases can cause terrible thick smog in cities. All right, good, Layla. Number 5, a typical passenger vehicle. There's a blank there. I almost said it. About 4.6 metric tons of carbon dioxide per year. So they have some amount there. 4.6 metric tons. This is a lot of carbon dioxide. So the typical passenger vehicle. So Layla put emit. You're almost there, Layla. You have to use the correct verb form of emit. It is not emit exactly. Asma, you're close again. That is not. Eunice, you guys, you're using the word emit, but I want you to use it properly in the sentence. You got to fix how you are, the verb form there. And here we go. Anna Maria, who's going after Ielts 7.5, she knows what to do. It's emits. That's let Layla come in emits. So a typical passenger vehicle is an it, a thing. It emits. We need that S. Eunice comes in. All right. Number 6. Oh, big one here. From human activities strengthen the greenhouse effect causing climate change. Something from human activities strengthen the greenhouse effect causing climate change. What is strengthening the greenhouse effect and causing climate change? There's a lot of possible answers there, but from our vocabulary, Check your notes. You should have been taking notes. Don't forget this vocabulary because we do have homework. You got to use this vocabulary in the homework. All right. Greenhouse gas emissions. Sorry for the delay to be here, Robin. Welcome. Greenhouse gas emissions. Eunice, emissions is correct, but there's a big box. So, yeah, I was looking more for a bigger statement. Emissions is correct, Eunice, but the clue is the size of the box. So, Anna Maria got that. Greenhouse gas emissions from human activities strengthen the greenhouse effect, causing climate change. Greenhouse emission, again, we want to use emission with plural emissions. There's many types of greenhouse gas emissions. Gas emissions can work, but from our list of vocabulary, greenhouse gas emissions. I was late to give my answer. I need to make sure about it. That's fine. That's fine. All right, let's move on to number 7. More than 40,000 international experts are gathered in Glasgow to find solutions to global warming. Glasgow, that's where James is from. Scotland. More than 40,000 international experts are gathered in Glasgow to find solutions to global warming. Who has the fastest thumbs? All right, Layla comes in with curb, and Anna Maria comes in with curb, and you are thinking the same as me, curb. So experts always want to curb, governments and experts always want to curb global warming. Good for you. They want to stop global warming, so they want to curb. You could use combat. They could use, you could use fight or combat. There's many words to go there, but among our 10 words today, probably curb is the best. I've asked my uncle, and he said that we should have a good topic and good words for speaking with them in the speaking test. Is it? I'm not sure your question, Cavino. Maybe that's a better question in the WhatsApp group. Okay, number 8. Long-term exposure to something can increase the risk of asthma. You can have breathing difficulties, heart disease, and potentially, here's another good vocabulary, potentially, maybe it occurs, possible to occur, even dementia, where you're starting to have brain difficulty, maybe forgetting things. So exposure to something can increase the risk of asthma, heart disease, and potentially even dementia. Anna Maria comes in with air pollution. I don't know. Do you agree? Cavino says air pollution. Cavino's late and he's just saying air pollution. All right. Well, and for example, the smoke. Well, so here's a good example. Cavino coming in. Cavino, great. You're welcome here. And you're saying the smoke of vehicles. So this is why we do these. Why I'm doing this vocabulary lesson, because we don't want to say the smoke of vehicles. So the smoke of vehicles, so we would say the emissions. We would want to use the word emissions of vehicles. And I know you're late, Cavino. You didn't see it earlier, but we taught a very important word, emissions. Carbon, no, carbon footprint is talking about your impact. So long-term exposure to your no, uh, we're not going to use it that way. No, sorry, sorry, Layla. We can't use carbon footprint. Do you have another guess, Layla? To pollute. Well, the answer is air pollution, just basic air pollution. So we had Anna Maria and Asma, Cavino. That was right. You didn't have to overthink this. You could just use a simple expression: air pollution. Long-term exposure to air pollution can increase the risk of asthma, heart disease, and potentially even dementia. Air pollution is the easy vocabulary here. Please, in your spare time, also check exposure, asthma, heart disease, and potentially, and also dementia. There's a lot of good words here you should know. Oh, I think I must learn that. Everything in this video you must learn. I think as others said air pollution. Yeah. All right. Number 9. Countries such as the US, France, and Thailand have all made new something laws to help battle. Here's another word, a synonym of combat or fight or curb the climate crisis we are currently facing. So, what would be our vocabulary word there? Countries such as the US, France, and Thailand have all made new something laws. Just waiting for your guess. Check through our 10 words. Ooh, I almost dropped my mic. I don't have very much room in my area here, so I'm always hitting the keyboard or desk or mic. All right, Layla comes in with environmentally friendly, and Anna Maria comes in with environmentally friendly. So, um, yeah, environmentally friendly laws. Uh, they're making laws to help the environment, to be environmentally friendly. Good. And number 10. This is our last one. Many people die annually. There's a good word, annually, every year. So on an Ielts test, you don't want to say every year. You want to use the word annually. Many people die annually as a result of poor something. Poor what? Just wait for the answer. Whoa, you guys typing fast. So Layla, air quality. Anna Maria, air quality. Eunice, air quality. Asthma, air quality. Quality of air, which means the same thing. But we should use the correct word from our vocabulary list today is air quality. That's from the list. I'm sure about that, Cavino. All right, so going back, we used all 10. So air pollution, we use smog, emit, greenhouse gas emissions, or sorry, emit carbon dioxide, greenhouse gas emissions, environmentally friendly, die prematurely, combat climate change, curb global warming, air quality, and carbon footprint. Those were the words we use. Let's get to the homework. Here's the homework. Write a short paragraph about your country's environment using the vocabulary from this lesson. So, talk about your country using some of this vocabulary, just to practice using this vocabulary. Now, I don't know if your country has a lot of air pollution or not, so you could talk using the negative. You could say we have no air pollution, or something like that. So whether your country has a lot of air pollution or no air pollution, you can still use this vocabulary, and that's what you need to do. So uh, I know there's ten words I taught today. So number one here says write a maximum of 5 sentences. 5 sentences. I don't want you to I don't want you to practice using every word. I want you to practice using the 5 hardest words. So the 5 hardest words, like I think most of you already knew air quality or air pollution. So of the new words you learned, try practicing them. So write a maximum 5 sentences. Check the dictionary, make sure you know them. Try to construct sentences. Check the spelling and grammar. Number two, do not give James or I anything without you checking the spelling and grammar. Again, you can use Google Docs or MS Word. Post in the comments section below this video, not in the WhatsApp group. I think we're going to only allow homework in the comments section of the video because it's easier to check. It's easier to give feedback. So don't, I'm not sure when you have time to do your homework. You can do it right after this lesson, or you can come back tomorrow, or even a few days later. And of course, the people who are not watching live, you can do this anytime you see this video. Just post in the comments section. We will see it. We will check it. We'll give some feedback. All right. It was quite a precious lesson. Don't forget your article. It was quite a precious lesson. Oh, you fixed it. No, you got you still got the. It was quite not quite. It was quite a precious lesson. But you knew you were missing the article. All right, thank you, everyone. And I'm sorry if it was blurry for you. We cannot fix that because that's your internet connection. I'm not sure when James will do his next live stream. If he's listening now, he can comment if he has a plan to do the next live stream. Probably if he does not do it, I'm not sure. And for me, I don't know when I'll do my. We really don't have a schedule right now. We're just kind of going day by day. But certainly, James and I will be back to have a live stream soon. If not tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. Please come back and do your homework. We like to see your homework. Again, put that under the video, not in the chat room. All right. I'll finish up in a few minutes here. I'll just check the final comments. I believe the more practice those terms, the better I understand them. Yes, Layla. Yes, I'm teaching them. These words you need to know. You need to know. Learn them, practice them, use them. Everyone, not just for Ielts, beyond Ielts. At your job, if you get a job at an English-speaking country, you need these words. They're important. Oh, sorry. Asma Fadil, thank you. Hey, thank you for watching, man. Appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Okay, here we go, James. I'll be doing a live stream tomorrow. Okay, well, James is pretty good. Thanks, Robin. We learned a lot. Thank you, Anna Maria. Yes, comment session. What does that mean? The comment session. We need to know these concepts. Yes, you do. Uh, Again, all of the you see, some of you are arriving late. For the late people, I did a lesson on 10 important vocabulary. Please check out the lesson, learn the vocabulary, and do your homework and put that in the comment section. This lesson was related to the environment. I will join James's live stream. Everyone will. I appreciate your efforts, teacher. We're in the right way for sure. Yes, we are going the right way. A quick question: what we've done a few live streams so far. We gave you information about the IELTS test. James has gone specifically into parts of the test. I've given a general overview of writing and vocabulary. What kind of lessons do you like so far? It doesn't matter don't worry about hurting my feelings or James's feeling. We're very curious to know what kind of lessons you would like to do in the future. If you have any feedback to give us. Shall we do some interviews? I'm not sure the meaning, Cavino. Okay, maybe that question. Experiences learning English for free, groups, apps, channels. We have a lot. I like giving practical tips like teaching new vocabulary. Layla, I know you love vocabulary. That's why I did this lesson. For next lesson, you mean like experiences learning English for free, group apps, channels? What do you can you clarify that, Anna Maria? I suggest to do some demo simulations of IELTS tests. We will get there, Eunice. We'll get there eventually. I totally agree with you, Anna Maria. All right, I'll talk with James in detail about that, but certainly, Eunice, I'm very eager to do some IELTS tests. I think that would be a really good live stream if James or I or both of us actually do a live IELTS test. But that live stream would take 2 hours. Well, the IELTS test is 2 hours 45 minutes. That live stream would probably be a lot longer than that because we're talking as we're doing the test. Also, how to build a proper sentence with right away. That's well, Layla, you're going into more basic English, and we'll do our best to help you, but you have to be at a certain level before you're getting into IELTS. So we can't really go too low in how we teach basic English or constructing sentences. Just a topic we can discuss about. That's interesting. If I just brought in the topic like environment, do you have enough vocabulary to talk about that? just a topic we can talk about: experiences learning English for free, groups, apps, channels. Yeah, that's interesting, Anna Maria. It could be a general topic. The problem with that is if the chat room is quiet. That's always my worry. Nobody's saying anything. So if you're there, you have to talk a lot. All right, I'm going to end the live stream in about a minute. Cavino, do you believe that I'm speaking English correctly, and is my English good? Cavino, for your age, your English is awesome. It is fantastic. It is amazing, Cavino. Just keep studying, keep reading, keep interacting with other English learners and me. I agree with Anna as well. There's a good sentence. All right, thanks everyone for watching, and please come back and check out James's live stream tomorrow. Bye, everyone.